Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Absolutely. I'm Benny from Comic Story, and that is Sal from Comic Pop, and that is Hassan from Hassan Kader. Today we're going to be talking about my hot sauce. No, that's today's sponsor. This hot sauce it's a whiskey-based formula. No, there is no alcohol in it. It just adds a little bit of flavor to it. It is a squeezable bottle. You can order it right now at thishotsauceis.com. This one is Hatchin' Jalapeno. Doesn't have a lot of spice to it. That's going to be our second batch, but if you want to help support us and get to the spicy version, please consider picking up Hatching Jalapeno at thishotsauceis.com. All right, so today I thought it'd be fun. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Halo actors' statements. And it's
from the previous show.
Huh?
From the old show. The show that aired.
I think it's season 2 in like a month, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So now, for the record, I'm the only one here that I think watched Halo, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I watched Forward Until Dawn. You guys remember that one?
That's not what we're talking about.
I vaguely remember that, yeah.
Okay, but there's a reason why I wanted you two in here, and I thought this discussion would be good, because we're going to work off of his statements, not what we're expecting. For those who don't know, quick rundown, Halo 1 generally was not well received by the fan base. It was the most watched show on Paramount+.
Just hard to beat.
Well, that's like, they're like, it's our biggest show we've had. And I'm like, what other things do you have? I don't know.
Well, now they have Ted, I think, right?
That's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Peacock?
It's actually fantastic.
I'm pretty sure
I hear it's
Paramount
amazing.
has South Park and Halo.
It had
Awesome. And
it had
Frasier.
It had a really big show. Paramount had the iCarly reboot, which did really, really, really well. And then they canceled it.
And then they
I'm
canceled
not
it.
kidding.
Brilliant.
It was
Because
like
they had the gangbuster Halo over here. Why would you need iCarly anymore?
Fair.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, Halo 1 came out. It's got very mixed reviews. People found it okay. Some people really hated it. And no one seemingly liked it. It just kind of got, it's okay, or I hate this thing. Most Halo fans hated it for some very obvious things, such as he never wears the helmet. They don't act like they're in the Halo.
He doesn't wear the helmet?
And no, that was the big thing in the first one. He never wore the helmet. Okay, and
That's crazy.
And the argument was from the screenwriters and the showrunners and all them was like, well, we need him to emote, which everyone argued, and we're gonna get to that in a minute because I know the argument we're all gonna make in a minute. But that was obviously the dumb argument.
That's why you make a Spider-Man movie, to keep him out of the mask.
Right.
That's why you make a Halo movie. You want to show Master Chief's face.
It's like such a 20 years ago mentality as opposed to a today mentality. But anyway, that was the big argument they had of the original one, and then the show went away and no one bothered talking about it again until they announced season 2. Season 2's premise is going to be basically that Reach is going to be attacked. Master Chief is the only one who believes is going to be attacked, and in order to find a way to prevent it, he has to go to the Halo, which to me sounds like it should have been the season 1 plot, but
yeah, that sounds like the game.
Yeah, that sounds like the game, or at least like the game's key phrases.
Yeah, exactly. Those are all the
rumors
things
have it that Halo 1's plot, the season of the first season, was a failed science fiction show that nobody picked up until they attached Halo to it.
Right. Yes, I've heard that rumor as well. The rumor
which was the rumor that I was proposing, like in episode 2, when I'm like, who is half of this cast?
Oh yeah, that like no one like I'd heard a rumor, and maybe it was just my own interpretation, but it was like no one working on the show wanted to make Halo, but they wanted a job.
They hated Halo. They didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Why make a Halo?
Because it's a job. Because then they're like, well, I got into this business to write juicy, amazing science fiction, or at the very least to write something and be paid for it on a regular basis. And I got this job, and it was like the people who did who did Witcher, who were like, I hate Witcher, I don't like this character, I don't like this universe, but it's a paying job. Let me do it, get paid, and then I can use the credentials of this failed show that no one will connect with because I essentially accidentally sabotaged it to get a better job. Yeah. It's like, nope, no one's working off.
Halo was in that era with like Witcher, and like these showrunners are coming out and they were just being like, yeah, we don't like the franchise. Stop saying that. Why?
Yeah, at least, I mean, we can tell from the DNA of the show, but don't tell anyone.
Right. When you outright say that before the show comes out, I have no reason to watch that show anymore.
Look,
Absolutely.
Actors are allowed to say, I don't like this, or I don't know anything about the comic books before playing a character. Because guess what? They're given sides, they're given material to learn the character, to then act it. Writers write the sides. They write what
even to make it worse, though, you can say I didn't know much before getting the role. Then we just go ahead and assume you read a bunch of stuff or did it. Like you don't let it go because I hated it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell, and you could tell when like actors have utter disdain for the material. But like even all the MCU actors, except for like Hugo Weaving, have said like, "Oh yeah, I'm never. I used to read comics maybe when I was like 4, but like I don't. I didn't really. I don't really read them. But otherwise, they don't go like, yeah, I hate comic books and I hate these characters and I just need to get paid.
Right, and normally they get like a list of these are the only ones you got to read for your role, and then
Which they don't. And
They pull up a
name one
video
of
that
those.
you've made about it, Benny.
Yeah,
9 out of 10
100%.
times, that's actually what happens. No joke.
Yeah,
So
Even
anyway,
Mon
sent
Villani
you
has
to
referenced this softly.
But I want
before,
to
too.
move this conversation forward because what we just went over is the old news.
yes, that's what was.
Right. So
Right.
I assumed at Halo 2, now it sounded like it might be interesting. Okay, now they've got some people who are interested in Halo on board. This is sounding like we're getting online with what we got to do. The actor for John 117, aka Master Chief, has now decided to take a stance on this.
Great.
So his first statement, we're going to this, okay?
Okay.
Was that
yeah.
if we have the helmet on Master Chief all the time, he can't properly emote, the show won't work, and no one will connect with the actor. So he doubled down on the stance of we need the helmet off.
Yeah. I'm the actor.
Cool.
Look at my beautiful face. Eat me.
Yes, got it.
Wonderful. Yeah, notoriously in Halo, I think that's the thing that I struggle with most while playing the game. I hated that it was first person, and then in the cutscenes it was a guy with the helmet. Like I didn't care about that game enough to play 5 spin-offs and then some and sequels and buy an Xbox or 2 for it.
Yeah.
Like I'll say a Halo 1, Master Chief didn't have much of an actual personality because we were supposed to be imposing ourselves on it.
Mhm.
But the franchise went to Halo 6 with spin-offs and books and comics. Master Chief has a personality as a man in a helmet now.
Yeah. And by the way, like if you don't want to be the character, just don't take the job. Like,
Yes.
I'm sure that the dude, was it Steve Blum? I don't remember who plays Master Chief, but
Pablo Schreiber.
thank you. I'm sure he'd be happy to take like scale and just be Master Chief in your show and not show his effing face. Since
You're saying Steve Blum? You're saying the actual Master Chief voice?
I just meant the guy who plays Master Chief. I don't know who the voice is.
Okay, so you're saying that guy would probably take scale and do the role. And
I'm sure he'd be happy to. And you never see his face.
Right. Oh, dude, I'm looking at the actor's face for the very first time. I'm not gonna connect with this. This is not my Master Chief. I'm good.
No.
That's just
who is that?
That's
Pablo
just a
Schreiber.
military
I forget
guy.
what he was in.
That's not like a cool,
but it
larger
gets
than
worse.
life.
It gets worse.
Okay.
So he
great.
comes out with that statement, and of course, everyone responds with, "Sal, I'll start with you. Name me multiple actors who have stayed in mask/helmet that the show has been wild or movie has been successful."
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Characters or actors who wore a mask that were in a successful movie?
Yeah,
They covered their face the whole time?
The whole time.
I mean, besides Spider-Man?
Spider-Man and the latest ones, Deadpool,
Oh, Deadpool,
Kylo
yes.
Ren, Darth Vader, Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
I throw
that's
the
true.
first Iron Man movie into there. Like
Iron Man,
RDJ
yeah.
committed.
Honestly, Mandalorian is one of those funny things because people use it as an example. Pedro Pascal hasn't been Mandalorian for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
he left the physical suit.
He's not
and
physically in that suit most of the time.
Right,
Yeah.
which makes it work even better.
Exactly.
Andrew
V
Garfield.
Vendetta, that's a good one. But these,
Andrew Garfield
V for
Spider-Man
Vendetta,
is,
yeah, he's in the
dude,
mask the whole time.
Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is
Dredd?
considered the most
Dredd was
physically
great, but
emotive
failed.
moving one.
Dredd was
But
great.
anyway-
Didn't make any money.
So everyone responded with that.
Yeah.
So he doubled down. The actor doubled
I
down.
love when they do that. Yeah.
He
They're
pulled
like,
a Brie Larson.
Mhm.
Which, for the record, for those who don't know, the statement similar that Brie Larson made was taken out of context before you all freak out. But I'm just saying pulled a Brie Larson because his statement may have been pulled out of context. I hope it was because he says, in order to examine the discrepancy between these two versions of the character, Chief and John 117, you can't tell that story without taking the helmet off. If you don't agree with the helmet coming off the show, you don't like our show. So there's no point in discussing it.
Most people don't like
your show.
Yeah, like millions
Lifelong
of
Halo
Americans
fan
today.
here had no interest in watching this show. Couldn't care less when it was greenlit. I remember being psyched out of my mind when Forward Until Dawn came out. That was like the Halo 4 precursor show,
Right.
starring like the girl from Narnia or whatever. Because you've seen Spartans in cosplay have been probably like the coolest costuming at conventions for ages. They've done so much work, and then with Halo Reach, people made their own Spartan suits. A lot of people cosplay that. It had great culture around it. I was like, I'd love to see this big budget in a TV show or a movie, and then we never got it, and now we have it, and I don't care at all.
Yeah,
He's claiming that the second season is better. He's calling it a reset to the concept based on what I've seen of the synopsis. I'm kind of like, I'll try episode 1 again because it might feel like Halo, but you're literally stating, well, if you don't want me out of the helmet, you don't like my show. Well, like you're giving me less reason to watch it, man.
Like, yeah, no. My time is my currency, and fool me once, shame on you. So I'm good. No thanks.
Yeah.
He's saying that this season to me, it's a much more effective way to deal with the show. I think David Weiner, the new guy they brought in, Halo's new showrunner, is a gifted writer. And to be frank, that is one thing I will say. They fired in the sense of like they all left conveniently, the writers and the showrunner from the previous season, who notoriously was on record being like, yeah, we don't like Halo.
Yeah.
And so all Halo fans revolted against Halo. Like
it's so like at this
you don't buy
point,
Paramount doesn't spend all the money to make a Halo show to alienate that fan base and try to get a new science fiction fan.
It's antithetical to milking an IP. Like, why would you pay to make a Halo show if you don't want Halo fans to watch it?
Right.
It's a very silly waste of time. It's for merchandising to make more, but then it's like, who's gonna buy more toys than Halo fans, man? Who's gonna buy more Master Chief helmets at Walmart than a Halo fan?
The worst part about the Halo situation is even the game situation. That whole team they've completely gutted half that team, and now they're getting rid of all the stuff. Like the Halo's just not been in a good spot so long.
I haven't.
Really?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Honestly, I never.
Halo Infinite. Let me explain real fast, and then you can go. Hold that thought, Hassan. Halo Infinite came out. Everyone praised, adored it, crazy, and they dropped the ball. Yeah, for a week because they dropped the ball. Came out as a live service, and they couldn't do anything. They didn't make new content. They started pushing things back, delaying everything. Couch Co-op was delayed for 3 seasons instead of coming out when it was supposed to, then canceled. Like we can't do it. We're sorry. Like they just dropped the ball entirely, and now the team's been gutted. That like there's like few people left, and they're like, we're moving away from seasons, and we're just gonna make episodes that come out periodically.
Oh,
yeah, and there's been some, and the thing is, it's better than it was from what I hear. The Halo community that still plays it are like on fire because they've been getting crazy fun content updates. But it's like, okay, that's not everybody. Halo Infinite was supposed to be like Halo's Fortnite. It's like the big game that continues to be the base game as they update shit around it for a long time. And then it just 343 Industries, hate to say it, it's just a soulless game making machine for Microsoft, and they just did not resonate with the product at all. So much so that they had that crazy, I don't know if you guys seen the Sphere in Vegas, but at TwitchCon they had like Xbox. The Sphere is this giant building that is basically a billboard, but a circular billboard that you can see anywhere you're in Las Vegas now. It's very dystopian and weird, but it turned into the Xbox logo, and then they had like a bunch of their IP. Microsoft did this, and they didn't even showcase Master Chief, which is like easily Xbox most iconic piece of like character art. That's like Nintendo not doing Mario or Pokemon, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem with, this is a totally different discussion, but the biggest problem Xbox has had recently is they got focused too much on trying to win the battle with Sony and stopped worrying about their first party stuff. Sony won because they had the exclusives. Right. Xbox just kept being like, well, we're working on them. We're working on them. They're coming out. You like Gears? Yeah. One day. Halo? One day. Fable? One day. Like,
totally different discussion, but at the same time, it's like, man, they could. You know what? I wouldn't say it's a different discussion. I think that the brand synergy is meaningful because the only fans that are left of Halo are fans that are not playing these video games anymore as much because it's lost the thread, it's lost the emotion, it's lost the heart. The show had the opportunity to maybe grab those people who don't have time to invest in the game and see if it's good or not, because these games have kind of been a letdown. And here's a TV show. Here's something far more palatable. You can try one episode of it, and maybe it'll give you that old Halo feeling you like so much you'll come back next week. And then the guy was like, actually, no helmet. Look at me. I shaved my head for the role. I'm a military guy, not Master Chief. I'm just a regular army dude. I don't want to watch regular army dude in suit.
No thanks.
I want to watch John 117, dude.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm an old. Hey, I'm the guy that loves Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony.
Yeah.
And I love them for what they are. Halo is one of the things I love about Xbox, and the show's not selling me, the game's not selling me, but I do think, unless you have something else to add to this no helmet discussion, Sal, I think we're at the close of this discussion.
Yeah, I think we're done. I mean, like, it's stupid. Way to go, moron. We get it.
Hey, I just don't understand, why are we in a day and age where the actors, showrunners have now got more voice than ever, and they use it to shit on their fan bases? Why is that where we're at?
It feels like 2012 CW superhero shows all over again, with the showrunners of Arrow being like, the Green Arrow is kind of a silly name. It's a silly little childish name, so he's called the Arrow. And then they renege that. And then Star City, that sounds like a fake place, so we're going to call it Starling City. And then by season 4, it became Star City. So, yeah.
I hate them, like,
again.
taking... Like, they need to stop with the, like, we'll half-measure authenticity, and then if we've, like, proven that we can have a job next year, we'll lean into the actual thing that we were supposed to do in the first place. Like, and then somehow attribute it to that terrible system having worked. Like, no. Anyway.
I mean, you make a show about any popular IP, we're all going to try it for the first season.
Some
fans
episode at this point.
The fans of the product.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Like, I mean, I love Halo. I was like, I'm going to watch season 1. And Dan and I watched every episode, and we both, like, Dan stuck it out longer than I did. I got to like the last 2, and I'm like, Dan, I'm done. There's too many crap subplots. And Dan finishes like, no, you got. He's like, skip 7, go to 8. 8 will redeem, and you'll want to see season 2.
I just, like, for me, I'm like, just make a Halo movie. Like, for how much could the show cost? It couldn't cost more than one awesome movie.
I mean, now we're back to the discussion about budgets for shows such as She-Hulk being $230 million.
Yeah, well, that's a harsh lesson that they learned.
Yeah.
They will never do that ever again.
Yeah.
All right, different discussion as well, but let's go ahead and end the discussion here. I'm Benny, that is Hudson, that is Sal. If you want to check out more videos, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. We try to put out as many videos as we get topics to talk about on a weekly basis, so it's normally 3 to 7 different videos. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, me! This hot sauce is .com to support us and keep the channel going. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.